So once upon a time, back in 2016, Game Cheat 13 found some leaked Halo 5 rec weapons. Now, these weapons were eventually scraped from the build. As you can see in my footage, they're gone. But they kept some other stuff, like the prototype grenade launcher. So back in Game Cheat 13's video, he showed off a Brute DMR, he showed off something in the files called the Spiker and the Gatling Mortar. As you can see, they are behaving exactly as you would imagine. Actually, the Gatling Mortar is still called the Gatling Mortar in Halo Infinite's files. As you can see, it behaves very similar to the Scrap Cannon, which is the Gatling Mortar. It even gives you a similar amount of damage to the player. But in this video, you will notice in Halo Infinite, the damage is not very strong. That is not how it's supposed to be, so just ignore that. But as you can see, the firing rate, the increase in speed, and everything is very similar. I think in Halo 5, I had a delayed explosion on the projectile, but that's about it. Now it's pretty crazy that this thing really originated all the way back to Halo 5. Now, it doesn't mean Halo Infinite in general was being developed back then, because back then we still called it Halo 6, but it was definitely prototyped in Halo 5, as well as the Spiker that was eventually cut from Halo Infinite. As you can see, it behaves very similarly, the way it fires, the delayed explosions with the needles, or, well, the spikes. And again, there's probably no damage being done with it in my Halo Infinite footage. But just pay attention to the spikes. In Halo Infinite, the spikes are invisible, but everything's behaving the same. Just watch the delayed explosions and the rate of fire. But yeah, so that was the Spiker and its evolution from Halo 5 to Halo Infinite, as it did not make it in the final game. So you're probably wondering about this gun. Now, it's like a Brute DMR modification or something, but it definitely inspired the weaponry in Halo Infinite for the Banished. Just look at how the projectile penetrates and explodes, just like the skewer. As you can see, this definitely influenced the Banished arsenal in some shape or form. I cannot say the DMR is the same thing as the skewer, but maybe that's why the skewer is considered a rifle. But either ways, it definitely inspired it. Now, this gun is probably also a placeholder, just like the other ones. But I mean, it did have the scope, so who knows where they were going. This could have been still a rec weapon for Halo 5 at the time, but later on just merged with Halo Infinite. So this placeholder slash cut weapon, I believe, became the Cinder Shot. Just look at how the projectiles follow where you point. Now this behaves very similar to the Cinder Shot that we have in Halo Infinite. It even used a somewhat similar placeholder. There's also some other weapons I still believe originated in Halo 5. So this one, for example, looks like it could have been the threat sensor, wrist rocket thing, or, you know, at the time maybe like a sticky detonator bomb. And they also never scrapped the prototype grenade launcher. That actually just leads me to believe that it was purely just a prototype grenade launcher, and not like the Ravager or anything else. But besides that, we do have weapons like the Infectionate Energy Sword that, you know, bled over into Halo Infinite. We also have the Forge monitor. It's the same one in Infinite, but in Halo 5 it's actually better, because you got this light on it, which I'm sure they'll end up putting in the Halo Infinite version. And last but not least, you got the sidearm. So I believe that the tactical version of the Halo 5 Magnum influenced the Halo Infinite sidearm. I mean, just look at the difference between the guns, and you can kind of see where it came from. Now again, I'm not saying it is the sidearm, but it inspired it, I believe. And this doesn't even count all the weapons that literally got transferred over, like the plasma pistol and the sentinel beam. But yeah, what do you guys think? What do you guys think either inspired something in Halo Infinite, literally became Infinite, content, or evolved into Halo Infinite content? Let me know in the comments. This is Corbin. If you enjoyed this video, I will have more content like this coming at ya. So please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.